Hi, welcome to clickmyproject.com. Our project title is On the Node Clone Detection in Wireless Sensor Networks. Next we are going to see the abstract of our process. Here the wireless sensor networks are vulnerable to the node clone and several distributed protocols have been proposed to detect this attack. The main aim of the research is the progress of efficient wireless sensor networks with high security point and hold strong resistance against adversary. It aims to provide a highly efficient communication presentation with adequate detection probability for bulky sensor networks. With many physical attacks to sensor networks, the node clone is a serious and dangerous one to protection the expense limitations. Sensor nodes are generally short of tamper resistance hardware requirements. Thus an adversary can capture a few nodes extract code and all secret testimonials and use that equipment to clone many nodes of the sensor hardware. However, they require two strong assumptions to be practical for large-scale randomly deployed sensor networks. In this paper, we propose the novel node detection protocols with different trade-offs on the network condition and performance. The first one is based on distributed hash table, by which a fully decentralized key-based caching and checking system is constructed to catch cloned nodes effectively. The protocol performance on efficient storage consumption and a high security level is theoretically detected. The existing system of our process is the among many physical attacks to sensor networks, the node clone is a serious and dangerous one. Insufficient storage consumption performance in the existing system and low security level. Here we propose the DHT based protocol, that is the signature verification process, to implement in a clone to detect the clone nodes. Although the DHT based protocols incurs a similar communication cost as previous approaches, it may be considered a little high for some scenarios. Next we are going to see the data flow diagram of our process. First we have to start with by creating the network of our process. Here we are creating the nodes as a network, and after that we have to create a source and destination to select the forwarder to send the files. Next we have to create the helper, that is the neighbor node construction. Here the helper which acts as a intermediator between the source and destination. The helper only helps to transmit the data. Here we are going to detect that helper only, that it will act as a clone nodes also. So that for that we are going to detect the helper nodes, that is a clone nodes are the normal nodes like that. Next we have to transmit the data by using the hash table, that is the DHT, by generating the signature. Finally we have to evaluate the transmitter node as a clone nodes or not. Finally we have to evaluate our process by using the graphic. Next we are going to see the demo of our process. Here we have to start with by home.java. This is our project title, that is on the clone node detection in wireless sensor networks. Next we are going to construct the network construction, that is this is the first model in setting up the network model and considering a large scale homogeneous sensor network having resource constrained sensor nodes. Here I am going to form the nodes, that is the 1 to 15. This is the node formation from 1 to 15. Next I am going to select the source node. Here I am choosing the source node as a 4 and the destination node is 8. Under this there are many forwarder nodes. Here I can get the details of the whole process. Here the total number of nodes is 15 and the selected node is 4 and the selected destination is 9. So I am updated into the database. Next we are going to create the helper properties. That is the helper which is the intermediator, that is the forwarder of our process. The source node in the problem of formulation serves as a storage points which cache the data gathered of the other nodes. This is about the neighbor's information. Receiving upon an action message, a node verify if the message nonce is greater than the last nonce and if the message signature is valid. So here the helper which acts as a neighbor nodes, that here we are going to evaluate this helper nodes only, that is which is a clone nodes are not like that. Next we have to create the helper nodes up to 5. This is the respective helper nodes ID. Next here I can update it into the database, that is helper ID and also for helper name. This is the helper name, this is their ID. Next we go and update the total nodes in our process into the database, that is the up to 15, and this is the ID for the nodes. Next we are going to evaluate the node evaluation process, that is here I can get a what I selected in the previous, that is I selected the node which has a 4 and the destination node is 9. Here I am going to select a helper, that is a forwarder for between the 4 and 9. The forwarder, that is a helper which acts as a intermediator between the 4 and 9. So here I am going to choose the helper as 4. Next I am going to select a approach, that is SMS or MMS like that. Here I am selected the MMS, so I have to update it into the database, the informations which are updated into the backend of our process. The claiming message shall be forwarded to its destination node via several intermediate nodes. So next we are going to share the files between the parties, that is the source node and destination node. Here I am going to choose any one of the file. I am going to choose as a button.txt file. Here I can get the content of the whole file. This is the what I selected the message. This only I am going to send it to the destination, so it will send by using the helper nodes, that is the neighbor nodes. Next this is the file information, that is number of lines present here and number of words and number of characters like that. Here I can get a signature for that whole content. Next I am going to send this to forwarder. The forwarder which acts as a intermediator, that is a neighbor node. Here the forwarder can get the content. Here only we are going to evaluate the helper which is a malware or not, that is a clone nodes or not. Next I am going to send it to the destination. Here the destination can receive the data. Here the receiver can receive the data. This is the whole message content from the destination. Here the messages are received from the source. So we can get the content from the source. Here I am going to evaluate by verifying the signature from the source. Here the signature which we can get it and the message which comes from source, that is a node clone nodes detected from this in our process. So here we can get the attributes as here number of nodes and helper like that. Here next we are going to evaluate the whole process by using the comparison graph, that is the recovery rate and the spreading rate of the nodes, clone nodes detection. Thanks for watching.